There are more than 15 billion US dollars in Bitcoin short liquidations lining up, and with Bitcoin so heavily getting shorted right now, we need to talk about what that next move is going to be, because historically speaking, whenever Bitcoin is getting shorted so heavily, we tend to see a huge short squeeze. So on today's update video, I'm going to be talking about the CME gap, the most important new consolidation phase Bitcoin is currently creating. I'm going to be talking about my price targets, the next breakout, and the most important patterns and charts which we are currently creating on the market. So without any further ado, don't forget to watch this video till the end. It's going to be an absolutely important one. And with that being said, don't forget to slap that like button back above 1,000 likes, and let me jump straight away in towards the content. So first of all, Bitcoin of course created the CME gap over the course of this weekend around 58,800, and like I said, I'm expecting that Bitcoin is going to be hovering around this price and most likely at the end of the weekend come back towards this price. We exactly did so like I said, and now we are actually trading a little bit below it, but the weekend is over and we should not be worrying anymore about a new CME gap. So if we're looking then at the 4-hourly time frame, we can see that actually we're starting to create a very interesting consolidation phase with, first of all, these two boxes, which in my opinion, if I'm going to be making them a little bit less bright, are going to be maybe a little bit less important of the eye, but those are very important levels of resistance and support for Bitcoin right now. Whether we're going to be breaking below this level or above this resistance, guys, if we can't break above this very important box of resistance, I believe that we're not going to be pushing up towards new highs at all and going to be reaching the price targets of this symmetrical triangle at all. So currently we're creating a very important downward sloping resist line where we're basically getting rejected from every single time. Also an upward sloping support line where we're bouncing from every single time. And basically what I want to be pointing out is that whenever this breakout is going to be taking place, Bitcoin is either going to be pushing up to 65 to 66,000 US dollars, or we're going to be breaking down all the way down to 52 to 51,000 US dollars. Those are the two targets I'm currently looking at. And really what we're currently seeing is that if Bitcoin does decide to be breaking above this level and it does see a rejection from off this level right here, this whole pattern will basically get invalidated, and I'm going to be looking at the next consolidation phase. So this is very important to understand. Also here on the 12-hour time frame, we're clearly creating a compression right now here. Like you can zoom out, you can see Bitcoin is creating a higher low structure together with a lower high structure, and basically all we're seeing right now is massive compression on the 12-hour time frame. And whenever this breakout is going to be happening, that is going to be the point where we're going to be seeing that next explosive price action on the market. So really what we're looking at right now is this next breakout for Bitcoin, which is said to be happening in the next, let me say this correctly, 48 hours. So in the next 48 hours, we're expecting this breakout is going to be taking place. So make sure to closely monitor these exact levels. And yes, I discussed this chart as well many times. Currently, Bitcoin is still holding up the daily support. If we break below this level, I think Bitcoin is going to fall down to 50 to 48,000 US dollars. But as long as we're holding this green box right here, I believe there's not a lot to worry about on the imminent short term right now for Bitcoin. So looking at the charts right now, we also need to look at what is happening in the background. And of course, what we can currently see in the background is that not only Bitcoin, but many altcoins are getting heavily shorted and massively hammered by the amount of short positions that are getting open. And actually what is very important to understand is that basically, historically speaking, in previous bull markets, always once the funding rates goes negative in a bull market, it basically means that the market is heavily getting shorted. The sentiment is overall bearish, which we can currently also clearly see, and that basically always allows you a very good accumulation zone to be buying more Bitcoin. And that is what we can currently see. Funding rates are massively negative, and to be exact, if we're looking at the Binance funding rates, currently they are at the lowest point since October 2023. And literally whenever that happened, we saw a big squeeze towards the upside, like you can see on the chart right here. So what we're seeing right now is, in my opinion, if history is a clear indication, and I believe this is really going to be playing out again, a very good opportunity to actually accumulate Bitcoin. Bitcoin is heavily getting shorted while we are in a bull market, while we are still sitting above 58,000 US dollars, while we are in fact still in this large consolidation phase here. And the only reason why Bitcoin did saw such a surge towards the upside is because it got heavily shorted every single time once we move towards the upside. And that is how you create these big moves towards the upside, because basically those big moves we call short squeezes on the price. So while all this is happening, we're also seeing that more than 15 billion US dollars worth of Bitcoin short liquidations is piling up around 70 to 72,000 US dollars around that level approximately. So Bitcoin is ultimately looking very good right now. It's not looking necessarily bearish, but it is ultimately looking very good. So I want to be opening up a new trade here, but I am of course a very careful trader, so I only will open up a trade if Bitcoin does fall a little bit lower. And if it does fall lower, guys, you will be the first one to know on the channel, because I'm going to be setting up my orders, telling you exactly how I'm going to be doing so, and you could potentially even join me on my trade. And if you want to already start trading, if you want to already see some opportunities you want to be taking in the market, guys, don't forget to check it out in the link description of today's video. Because if you go to the highest link description of today's video, you will come to this page where you can currently claim a free $500 airdrop position to only sign up an account and complete KYC to Bybit. So it's extremely valuable. On top of that, you can claim a $30,000 deposit bonus. So make sure to check it out in the link description of today's video right now. So diving a little bit further, while we indeed are seeing the price really getting compressed, we're of course in that consolidation phase. We're just waiting for that next breakout to be really happening for Bitcoin. And just like I said earlier, we're creating one of the biggest consolidation phases ever, which is of course the head and shoulders pattern, or you could call it the cup and handle pattern, whatever you want to be calling it. But Bitcoin is basically seeing a very big compression around that all-time high region, and really whenever you're going to be breaking this resistance on the top side, that is the point where I'm expecting fireworks is really going to be happening for Bitcoin. And yeah, just like I said earlier, I believe still that we're at the starting stage of this cycle. If we're just looking at what Bitcoin has always done after the halving, it usually is seeing sideways consolidation before the real big bull market starts. I mean, this is a normal thing to be happening in the market, and I believe that still we're on the right side of history, and really the biggest gains are still yet to come. And if we do need to believe history, and if we do still believe in this 4-year cycle, the most gains are still yet to come. And my targets really are laying around $90,000 to $120,000. Those are very conservative targets. It's like only 50% increasement from here on. But personally, I would definitely take it because I'm already heavily invested in crypto. So for yourself, you of course have to have your own take profit strategy. But of course, as time is going to be closing in, I'm going to be making more videos about my take profit strategy in this bull market. Because yes, you can of course ride Bitcoin towards the upside, but if you're going to be riding it all the way to the downside again, you're not going to be making any profits. But in my opinion, I still believe there's at least 1 or 2 moves still towards the upside to come before Bitcoin is going to be going in a larger downtrend again here. So we're still consolidating, waiting for that big move here. But anyways, guys, this was it for me today's update video. If you learned something from it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys back tomorrow on another update video. Peace out. Goodbye.